Alright guys, so today I wanted to talk about the various rewards programs that the big three gaming companies all have, because I was thinking about it, and as of a few days ago at least, all three of them kind of suck now, which this is because Nintendo has recently decided to actually phase out the best parts of their reward system, which their thing is called My Nintendo, and with it you could earn both platinum and gold points. And gold points were the good ones because you could redeem those on your eShop purchases to get some knocked off the price. So those were the ones that really mattered. But as of the 24th of this month, which was a few days ago, Nintendo has decided that they are no longer going to give people gold points for their eShop purchases anymore. So you can't earn gold points that way at this point. Now, you still can earn them through physical copies, which the way the gold point system worked with physical games was if you buy the game within a year of its release date, you could pop in the physical copy and redeem the gold points that way. So, it only worked for new releases. And any games that come out before a few days ago, if it's within 1 year of its release date, are still eligible to earn gold points off of. So if you have any, recent releases that you haven't redeemed yet, you still can grab those. But that's pretty much the only way at this point to earn any more gold points. Now, any that you have built up, you can still spend until they expire, which I think they expire 1 year after you earn them. So you do have a little bit of time still to redeem those for whatever you want on the eShop, game, DLC, what have you. But yeah, after that, they're pretty much getting rid of gold points entirely and are not going to have that option anymore. Which really fucking sucks, frankly, because I think you got like 5% in gold points back. So it was basically like a 5% cashback thing on any digital content purchases, which was pretty good. I actually built up quite a bit of gold points when the 3DS and Wii U eShops were getting cut off, and I bought a whole bunch of shit off of those. And then I used those gold points to knock the price of the Deer Days DLC down. So I made good use of this program. I have, I think, around $10 built up right now of gold points. So I can spend those probably on the Deer Days 2 DLC. But then I won't have any more after that, which means that second card pass that I'm sure is coming for that game is going to be a bitch to deal with. But I digress. So they're phasing out the best part of their rewards program, leaving just the platinum points, which those aren't bad, I don't guess. They give those to you for basically zero effort. I've built up a shitload of platinum points without even really trying. Which you can redeem those for like little avatar icon pieces on your Switch to customize your profile a little bit. Or you can redeem those for some digital or physical items on their My Nintendo site. Which you can occasionally get something pretty decent off of there. They have like posters and keychains and, little knickknacks like that. Notepads or what have you. So you can get something decent from that occasionally. They can have a rotating stock of what's available. But, if you find something you want on there, you can get it for free with enough platinum points. So it's not terrible, but, definitely not as nice as, being able to save a little cash on those digital purchases. So with My Nintendo's value being effectively gutted, we turn to the other two big companies and their rewards programs. And frankly, things aren't much better on those pastures either. Which, for PlayStation, they have their new PlayStation Stars system, which Sony used to have a separate rewards program that they recently actually phased out too, which apparently I was a part of, and I didn't even know I was part of it. I don't remember signing up for it, but apparently I was. And I got like 10,000 emails last year when they were getting ready to do away with it, telling me that I need to redeem my points before this date. And I went and looked at what I could redeem them on, and I actually didn't have enough points to redeem them for anything. So I wound up getting jack shit out of that. But they phased that out, and now they got this PlayStation Stars system, which personally I actually haven't fooled with at all. I am not a PlayStation Stars member, and based on my research into it, I don't really have any desire to get involved in it because, based on what I've seen, it looks like it sucks pretty bad. Uh, there's various ways to earn different things. They got like missions and things you can do, and you can earn like these little digital collectibles to put in a display case. Like, I don't give a fuck about any of that. Uh, the main thing, as far as like value out of it that you can get, is you can earn a certain amount of cash back on your digital purchases on there as well in the form of points, which I don't know exactly the percentage you get off of each purchase, but I do know that you have to have an active PlayStation Plus subscription to earn anything at all, which I'm sure a lot of people, naturally have that constantly anyway if they play online a lot. But if you're like me and you don't play online very often, I actually don't have a active PS Plus subscription most of the time. I get one every now and then when I specifically want to play something online and have it forever long, and then when it runs out, I usually don't renew immediately. So most of the time, I don't even have an active subscription. So that means I wouldn't be earning anything from those purchases most of the time anyway. So nothing about PlayStation Stars really seems like there's that much value to it to me. And that's on top of the fact that I constantly see people complaining about things not working right, or, the missions not paying out the points like they're supposed to, or whatever. So they seem to have a lot of technical problems on top of that as well. So their whole system kind of just seems doomed from the beginning to me. And then we come to the Xbox side, which, with Microsoft Rewards, at one point at least, it was probably the absolute best rewards system in all of gaming, because they had a multitude of ways for you to earn rewards points, and you could build those up and redeem them for quite a bit of good options. You could turn it into, gift cards for the Xbox Store. You could redeem it for Xbox Game Pass subscriptions. I know some people have managed to earn enough points to basically pay for their subscription constantly, so they can have an active subscription at all times without actually paying for it, which I think does require, a little bit more effort, but it seems to at least be possible. So they had that. They had other things like sweepstakes and stuff. They had all kinds of things you could redeem these points for. However, over the last year or so, they've made a lot of changes to this program, and I've seen people complaining about pretty much every change. They've changed the payouts for a lot of the different things you could do to earn points, mostly reducing the amount of points you earn for each thing. They changed the way, some of the methods that you earn the points work. They changed some of the costs of some of the rewards that you can redeem stuff for. And all this has been met pretty negatively based on, the reactions I've read from other people. Now, as for me personally, I haven't got to see all these changes because my Microsoft Rewards account actually got banned a little over a year ago. And frankly, I have no earthly idea why that happened. I just went to it one day and it said that my account was suspended. And they claimed that I broke some kind of a rule. And as far as I know, I didn't break any of the rules. I wasn't botting or doing anything weird like that. So, as far as I know, I didn't break any rules. I just randomly got banned for no reason. And you could contact their support page, and I went through the whole process and filled out the little form and all that shit to contact them. And it said like, oh, well, we'll, respond to you within 24 hours. And they never answered. And I gave them like an extra week or two and still got no reply from support. And eventually I went back and tried to contact their support again. And when he went back to that page, all the little boxes in the form were grayed out, and it actually wouldn't let you type in anything. So I never got an answer from their support team, and I couldn't get a hold of them again. So I guess I'm just fucked on that. So I haven't been able to see any of these changes firsthand since I'm locked out of my account for no fucking reason. So that's a bit of a problem. But, it seems like it has degraded to quite a degree based on what other people have said. And of course, even if it hasn't, I personally can't access it anyway. So that really sucked. When it's just for the record, I never actually redeemed any of those rewards points for anything. I think like a week or so before I got banned, I finally crossed the threshold to be able to get like a $50 Xbox gift card. But I actually wasn't going to redeem that yet. I was waiting and saving up as many as I could to try to knock as much as possible off of a Series X at some point. But of course, that didn't end up panning out since my account got banned. So yeah, that whole thing just kind of turned into a clusterfuck for me. And at this point, even if my account did get unbanned, I wouldn't want to even fool with that anymore. Like, I'd probably just redeem what points I had and just let it go because I don't want to have to deal with that horse shit anymore. But yeah, the current state of all three of these rewards programs is pretty shitty, in my opinion. Xbox probably still is the best of the three, even with the changes. If you can actually get your account to function properly. But out of the three, it probably does still provide the most value. Now, as for the future, I think there's at least a possibility that Nintendo could maybe introduce some sort of replacement for the gold coins to go along with the Switch 2, which we know is coming out pretty soon. So maybe that's why they phased those out now. They're planning on replacing it with something else. Now, if we do get some sort of hypothetical replacement, we don't know if the payout rate is going to be as nice. Maybe, it wouldn't be as generous as it was before. But I think there's at least a possibility of that happening. On the PlayStation end, I don't know if there's any saving PlayStation stars. That whole thing just seems like a mess from the beginning. So I don't know if there's any way you can improve that, or if they should just flush the whole thing and maybe introduce something new. But yeah, none of these are in good shape right now. So if you're a person like me who is frugal, some might say a cheapskate, but I prefer the term frugal because it sounds better. But yeah, if you're like me and you want to save money as much as possible here and there, I don't really think any of these reward systems are gonna help you in that regard to much extent. So you're gonna have to dig a little harder if you want to save a few bucks in gaming nowadays. But anyway, I guess that's all I got to say. So lots of luck to you and yours.